Hey, YouTube. It's another perfect day in God's country, and I ain't lying. The last thing on earth that I want to do is throw my hat in the shit show, clown world, clown show going on within the truth community right now. But a friend of mine sent me a very short, poignant message. Said, "We need you, Lucky. So let's take a ride in the Lincoln, y'all." Good grief. Y'all know everything that I have to say. There is no easy way to say it. The first rule of truth, speak it. I've come to learn that the majority of people, no, I don't want to say that. I've come to learn that there's a large portion of this truth community that's just influenced on friendships and acquaintances and who's accepted and who's not accepted and all of this kind of stuff. And of course, I've avoided that stuff like the plague. I started my channel probably close to 3 years ago now. I have no idea how long it's been, man. It's been a fun ride, this YouTube channel. Maybe I better close the old, yeah, that's probably better, eh? That's not better for me, but maybe it's better for y'all. Hope you guys can hear me. I really still haven't figured out how to adjust the volume on this camera setup, and I noticed sometimes my videos come out nice and loud, and sometimes you can't hear me at all, so I don't know. But thank you for taking yet another minute out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins, for yet another moment of truth. I'm going to roll down the road here in the Lincoln at 40 miles an hour on my way to get a pack of Marlboros. And, man, I'm going to try to shoot it to you guys straight. This is one of the most difficult videos I would say I've ever had to make because I'm going to lose a lot of friends. I ain't going to make no friends, for sure. And the truth is a very bitter pill, y'all. The truth about the flat earth psyop is a very bitter pill, y'all. Now, when I fired up my channel, I told y'all, well, I finally realized I had something to add to this community and to bring to this community. And what did Lucky get on about as soon as I fired up my channel? Watch out for the flat earth psyop. Don't subscribe to theoretical horseshit like the globe earthers do and call it flat earth. In other words, don't subscribe. I said it openly and many times. Don't latch on to the pizza with the dome. It could be right, it could be wrong, but it's not verifiable. I started my channel and urged my listeners, don't fall for that. Don't subscribe to the pizza with the dome. Don't spend all of your time talking about theoretical horseshit. The globe, falsification of the globe, does not require replacement. Period. This is not a comment that is debatable. This is just an objective truth. Falsifying the globe has nothing to do with replacement. Latching on to a theoretical, non-verifiable replacement, in my opinion, as I came out of the box saying, was part of the psyop. Clearly, I've said over and over, it's obvious to me that the truth is a controlled release, particularly the NASA fakery. Okay, I've always said this. The NASA fakery is a controlled release. It should be obvious to anyone. Okay, I know the arguments. Well, it takes a long time to find these mistakes. They just got past NASA. These brilliant propagandists leave nothing to chance. The most simple forms of deception in sleight of hand work on the populace, like Roswell. Hey, you guys, an alien spaceship just crashed, and we took living alien beings to a U.S. Air Force facility the next day. Never mind, We were wrong about all of that, and it was just a balloon. And the people go, oh, the government is hiding aliens. Okay? The most simplistic form of deception works on humanity. And these are our brilliant propagandists. They don't leave anything to chance. I'm sorry. So I came out of the box saying, don't subscribe to the Pizza with the Dome. Watch out for the Flat Earth psyop. It's an obvious psychological operation because it's an obvious controlled release. However, of course, the Earth, scientifically speaking, is flat and motionless. Of course, right? That doesn't mean that the information is not a psychological operation. It took me, quite a while of flapping my jaws about it until I came to the conclusion and started telling you guys, well, listen, it's obviously a controlled release, and here's the deal. Here's how you pit people against each other. It takes 100 years to teach society things that are unequivocally false. To teach society falsities took a long time, all day, every day. That require the human mind. You have to go to the indoctrination camps for 12 years. They need you all day, every day. And when you're not in the indoctrination camp, it's all over your television or your recreational activities like video games or even board games or anything you might be playing. You're going to have globe earth propaganda in there. It takes a long time to teach society such ridiculous falsities. However, people can seek and uncover truth on their own. They only have to poke people. Hence, the controlled release of the NASA footage. It's clear to me it's all being released by design. It is a psychological operation. And of course, the Earth is flat and motionless. That's why up to 20% of the populace is able to learn and uncover the truth in a seemingly short amount of time, i.e. 10 years maybe, for the majority of us that know the Earth is flat, right? 10 years ago, we figured it out, okay, right? But it doesn't take 100 years for society to uncover truth. You poke them, you present them with a little, and the truth stands on its own merit and welcomes all investigations. So it doesn't need to be taught for 100 years, okay? Only falsities require the use of televisions and indoctrination camps, etc., etc., the Ministry of Information. Only falsities require that. But it's clear that they're releasing the flat Earth. Okay, now, I urge people, don't subscribe to the Pizza with the Dome. It could be true, it might not be, but it's not verifiable. Don't do it. Bad, bad, bad psychological operation. Now, fast forward to where we're at now. After I've told you guys over the years, listen, the worst thing to ever happen to Flat Earth was the Netflix documentary, of course, Beyond the Curve. Okay, I lost a lot of friends for saying that, but that's just the truth. It's the worst thing that ever happened. But lucky, Flat Earth is doing better than ever. All human beings should know the Flat Earth is truth by this point, at 10 years into it, okay? Why don't they? Because of things like Beyond the Curve. That affected millions and millions and millions of people who will never take a look at the discussion or the science surrounding their ridiculous belief, okay? So what do we got going on now? Why did I get a message saying we need you, Lucky? Well, here's what I see, folks. I'm not going to pick on anybody. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to call people shills. I'm not going to do any of that. I've been watching this from the outside, this shit show. It's clear to me that what we are seeing is inversion and mockery. The two top tools of deception. The two top tools of the deceiver. The two top tools of the great delusion. What am I getting on about? Well, there's a very large flat earth channel that has flip-flopped recently 100% and is blaming that flip-flop on the truth community and has been doing this exceedingly for 3 months, and a chunk of the truth community has fallen for this and is blaming each other and disintegrating amongst itself while flocking to this channel that has flip-flopped. Okay, what do I mean by flip-flop? A flip-flop would be saying that the replacement is required now in order to say that the Earth is not a globe. Replacement is now required, even though we falsified the globe. A flip-flop would be saying that the flat Earth is just a belief, and flat earthers have such a strong belief that no matter what the sun's doing, they're still going to latch on to their belief. That would be a flip-flop. What would be another flip-flop? I heard a flip-flop yesterday on a what has become a mockery channel. I heard another flip-flop. I heard the inversion of truth where somebody said all of our flat earth measurements are meaningless because due to the magnitude of the globe earth, no matter where on that earth we took a measurement, that measurement will come out flat because it has to be. That's what I call a flip-flop. So I see one giant channel that I'm not going to mention doing a complete 180 and a flip-flop and absolutely starting a battle, which started about 3 months ago. And I saw people going, what's he doing? What's this all about? He's slamming us all. Why? And it has been inverted as if the truth community is slamming this individual, which I have seen none of until recently, where people are correcting this large channel and explaining to him his flaws in his logic and the giant 180 that he's done, seemingly right in line with the powers that be, the old Ministry of Information, throwing all of their hats in the ring and bringing out all of their propaganda agents, i.e. Neil deGrasse Tyson, William Shatner, all are going to be involved in this large psychological operation known as the final experiment. And we've got one of the largest flat earth channels doing a 180, a complete flip-flop, now saying that all of our flat earth measurements are null and void because the earth would measure flat anywhere you're at on the earth. Now saying that flat earth is simply a belief and we're not interested in truth if you believe in the flat earth. And another giant flip-flop saying that the globe earth falsification now requires replacement, and that replacement has to be the pizza with the dome, the one that Lucky has warned you guys not to subscribe to since the very moment I pointed the camera at myself and started my channel. So what does Lucky see? I see exactly what it is. Why so many don't see it, I don't know. Yesterday I stopped by a large channel and it has simply become a mockery channel, mocking the flat earth, mocking those who want to continuously learn about the flat earth, mocking those who are on the journey, mocking those who admit that we don't know things we can't verify. Okay, this large channel has now turned into a mockery channel, in my opinion. That's what I've seen, and I'm not going to mention any names or throw anybody under the bus. I will say that falsification of the globe does not require replacement. The lights in the sky are not likely to point out to you the curvature of the earth below your feet that has found itself to be elusive in all and every point. The final experiment, folks, and all these people fabricating all of this drama surrounding it is nothing more than an observation of the sun in the sky, and it should be nothing but welcomed by anybody with their intellectual faculties intact. I think most of us know that what we're going to get is a cloud cover. Okay, I think most of us understand if we're going to see anything at all, it'll be cloud cover and a whole lot of deception from the powers that be. They have brought in all of their top guns for this psychological operation, and one of the largest truth channels regarding the flat earth is doing a complete and total flip-flop and an inversion of everything that he's preached, or this channel has preached for 10 years, and then turning around and blaming it on the community itself. That's what I'm witnessing. That's what I'm seeing. Now, other people are asking me about the Uprising Earth movement. The Uprising Earth movement, I'm not going to mock anybody or pick on anybody. I stand where I've always stood on this, and that is that I am not in search of a cause, of a vector. I believe, personally, that people who are continuously in search of a cause, of a vector, are stuff are pulling from residue of the big ball Earth, gravity, outer space, infinite space surrounding us, etc., etc. I believe there's residue existing in the propaganda and what it has done to the mind that has people arguing over vector. I still stand on my own observations that density and buoyancy will handle the job, and that if there is a need for a vector, I'm going to require a more substantiated case as to why um, density and buoyancy are not handling the job of vector when it's actually demonstrable. You could literally take a human being who's standing on the ground, as you're telling me, well, that's not science to say there's no vector. What science is that, Lucky? Well, stick a tube in that human being and fill him up with helium. What have you affected? Science, control the variables. What variable have you changed? Their density. If you fill the human being with helium, you can then allow them to go up. They could go up due to their density and buoyancy. Correct? So when somebody comes to me with a sound argument of why people are arguing over the downward vector, I'm going to need a strongly substantiated case. I'm not going to mock anybody because I'm ignorant of their arguments, okay? I know that there's some very intelligent people that are claiming that there's some merits to the uprising Earth. I'm not one of those people. However, I'm not going to mock them or make fun of them for attempting to educate themselves. And I would say at this point, if they're latching onto that, because I do know some of these people are intelligent people and genuine truth seekers, then they must have a reason. And I'm unaware of that reason. So I would say that that would be ignorance. It would be very ignorant for me to mock these people from a stance of ignorance, right? So I simply don't, nobody's presented me with a case that I need to look for a cause of a downward or upward vector. So until then, I just leave my hat out of that ring. I'm not going to mock people. Mockery is the tool of the deceiver, folks. Inversion of the truth is the tool of deception, okay? When somebody's accusing you of flip-flopping while they're doing a complete and total 180 and flip-flopping, in fact, calling flat Earth a belief, saying that all the flat Earth measurements are now irrelevant because the globe will measure flat wherever you're at, okay? Claiming that the pizza with the dome is the model that we all subscribe to, that's why we're flat Earthers, that's a giant flip-flop. And that inversion of truth is when that flip-flopper is accusing everybody else of flip-flopping. And those with their eyes to see and, whatever, those with their intellectual faculties intact, we're saying that exact thing right off the bat. What's he doing? Why is he lashing out at the truth community? Okay? This was a one-sided thing. It took 3 months for him to egg it, for this large channel to egg everybody into this amount of mayhem. This all came from one source. The inversion of that truth is that it's the truth community against that source. That's an inversion of truth, folks. Okay? This is an outsider looking in. I'm not here all day, every day with y'all. I'm not in all the chat rooms, okay? Maybe I have a clearer vision. I've told you guys before, watch out for the flat Earth psyop. Now, if you didn't latch on to the pizza with a dome because you understand that it's not verifiable scientifically, then you're not in turmoil right now, are you? You got a big old grin on your face like Lucky. Everything's cool, man. No, I'm just telling you, folks. There's my summary. To my dear friend Ryan, who said, Lucky, we need you. Listen, man, thank you for the invitation. Obviously, I didn't make any friends today. The truth is a bitter pill. The truth is a bitter pill. That's my air conditioner, man. I had to have my air conditioner on to talk here, but I hate air conditioning. The truth is a bitter pill, but that's what I see. I see all of this mayhem coming from one source, giant flip-flop, giant inversion of truth, now resorting to pure mockery. Okay? Inversion of truth and mockery, folks, are the tools of deception used by the deceiver. Why are they being used against the truth community by somebody from the truth community? I guess that's up for you all to figure out on your own. Ask yourself, who can I help today? Most importantly, stay true, y'all.